Hello everybody. As you can see, I'm in the process of painting the backs of these aquariums. Also in the middle of water changes. I did all the painting first, and then I'm doing water changes, so hopefully by the time I'm done up to a certain point, this will be dry enough for a second coat. And hopefully those will be too. Those are going to go up top, and then this is going to be prepped for something different. All the tanks are doing really good today. Snails are bright red, hanging out everywhere. There's actually a yellow out that can be seen in the daytime. The moss is doing very well. Oh, there's another yellow on top. Look at that. Right there in the center. It looks like that's the only two I can see right now. But the moss is doing good. The water lettuce is doing much better. I've started spreading it about more. This is growing very well in here. Our plant back there is doing very well. This glass needs cleaned. I apologize for that. These guys are getting ready to be topped off. Now that the tanks are older, I'm attempting to remove the sponge filters from the shrimp tanks again. This is a lot of duckweed and a lot of algae, plus it's very well seasoned. The oranges, as you can tell, rather enjoy the water lettuce. I put a bit more in there today because all they had left in here was this and this, so I put all this in there today. The reds aren't quite as excited about it, but they also enjoy feeding on it. They still had a nice big chunk of it, but I added enough to where it's pretty much equal in both tanks. This one's just spread out more. The blues, the minnows, everybody's doing fantastic in here. I haven't done any culling yet today. Just got done draining the water. And probably going to take a little bit of a break, wash my hands, grab something to snack on, and then do the second coat on the paints. Stop zooming. That one and the backs of the tanks. I don't know what the backs doing the back like that is going to do too well for me. It's going to block the light from that window, but not from that window. So I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Maybe I'll paint the sides. We shall see. The big kids are all doing good. They're scared because I just was in there vacuuming. These kids are all doing real good. I just separated the Java moss. I ripped it in half. So all these guys are coming up to the big 10-gallon today. I'll scoop them out and count them here soon. My culls, they're doing very well. They're very personable. They always come up to see what I'm doing. There's like no fear in these guys at all. It's pretty cool. They'll be going up for sale in March. These babies are the second half of January. They're getting big enough to see from the top now. Not a ton, but still a good amount in there. The first half of January, getting quite big. Quite a few. And the February babies. They're getting big enough to see now too. There are quite a few of them in here. There's still wall climbers and there's still a few eggs too. So as long as I can keep them fed well, there's going to be quite a tank full with these guys. The infusoria. Oh, actually, I have the flashlight. I can show you guys. This infusoria culture is, I don't even remember how old now, but I just keep feeding it dead plant matter, random bits of crushed up tetracolor, whenever I blanch cucumbers and stuff and peas and whatever else for all of the fish and shrimp, I also put some in here. But as you can see, there's still quite a bit of life in there. I take just a pipette. After I feed this, I sprinkle this on the top, and then I pipette 2 to 3 squirts of that, or like a full pipette squirt, into the baby tanks up until they reach about a month old. Then I start to just not do it anymore. I still might give them some, but they pretty much are on brine shrimp at that point. And the crushed tetracolor. Put the flashlight back. The plan for today is to get that dried, get those dried, and up there I'm going to fill them with this water. I have a old rag, or not rag, but an old net that I cut, so it's very, very fine mesh. I put it over the end of the siphon so I don't get any snails or anything like that in it. I'll just let it sit, fill those up, and then instead of dumping that water down the drain, I will fill up the 10 gallons with it. And I've decided that, sorry, waving the camera back and forth, but I decided that I'm going to put the guppies, or Endlies, sorry, Endler guppy hybrids into those tanks for now when they get up there. That'll give me the chance to decommission this tank. All that stuff is going to go over on those shelves there. The infusoria culture, I haven't quite decided yet, but I think I'm just going to put it up here next to the brine shrimp. That way it's kind of like a food area. That's not going to stay permanent forever. It's just where I'm doing it right now. As you can see, this wall is done here on this side. This side, I can't decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to take either a full board and replace this one, or I'm just going to cut it to where it's here and then kind of creates a flat wall here, because this just follows the stairs. And I want to block up that little light up there too, because this is going to be a solid wall to where I can put 2 10 gallons and then another row of 2 10 gallons next to each other flat there. I don't want to do them out because then I'm going to start cutting down my walk space, and I like it where it is now. So it's only going to be about as wide as it is right now. And then they're going to be 2 tiers, and then it's going to be 4 of them like that coming out this way. So it's going to be 4 of them and then another 4. I've somewhat explained this before, but it's actually coming to fruition now. So the breeders, I haven't pulled eggs yet. Everybody looks pretty good. Everybody's doing happy stuff today. Got 5 of them there. I think we went through this before. There's 7 in here. And 9 of them in here. But again, I haven't checked eggs yet today. They're all going to be going into this one. I have to empty those ones out into this tank. Then I have to take it upstairs. What I do to clean it is I just use regular tap water. I don't use any soap. I pull the sponge out and I actually clean it itself with its own filter, wring it out, and then put it back in, and then put the moss back in. And it's fresh and clean for the next set of eggs. These are still all just shrimp hanging out, seasoning the tanks more. I used to take them down and then scrub them, but I decided to just start leaving it this way. I just drain it and do big water changes, and then the shrimp keep it alive. Sometimes I feed them with the tetracolor, sometimes I don't. There's only a few in here, so the amount of algae that grows is plenty enough for these shrimp. But that's where I'm at so far. I'm going to get going so I can grab a quick snack or something to drink, and then I'm going to do second coat on this and second coats on these guys. So until next time, thanks for stopping by.